Yes, may I have your name? See, they have to play games.
Go ahead, man.
This is a pattern. Okay, may I have your name?
Butler.
Butler?
Yes.
Okay, may I have your badge number?
Hold on a second.
It's a game. It's happened for years. Because they set it up. So I don't know if my daughter's missing or not, but when I'm in distress, they have to play games to keep me in it. Just like with Attorney General, the abated, it came from nowhere, abating almost 30 grand in child support payments. Then they play games covering for it. Games when my daughter was hit. This is how it looks when stalkers run the government. They can completely deny your right to go to court multiple times because you incriminate people, so you don't need to do that.
All right, ma'am. Go ahead. Do you have an emergency?
Yes. I came in and I'm sorry, what was your badge number?
I don't have one, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Are you police?
I'm not. Yeah. You said what now?
You're not a police?
No.
Okay, so I don't know who to talk to. I made a report. My 12-year-old was missing. I got a call that she was missing, and I asked the police to do a welfare check, and they were playing games trying to sabotage a welfare check. And I don't know why they would deny a welfare check for a 12-year-old. That doesn't sound like a good behavior for police.
Okay, you officers wouldn't do a welfare check for you?
They were trying to sabotage a welfare check, but I'd like to know, when you request a welfare check, aren't you supposed to get a call?
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Well, that was at 7. It's 11. What is the time now? 11:05?
When is this? You did a welfare check? You called 911 to ask a welfare check at what time?
I requested a welfare check in person at around 7 something.
You came up to the station?
Yeah, my daughter was missing. I came up to the station, did a report. They gave me a report number, and I requested a welfare check.
Okay, well, the reason I'm asking because we done changed over. It's a different watch in here now.
Okay.
You came here doing third watch, right?
Yeah, so does that mean that all the welfare check erased?
No, ma'am.
Okay, is it in the system?
Not saying that, ma'am.
Okay, so what is a resolution to me requesting a welfare check and I fell through the cracks for 100, if not 200 times?
Know, ma'am. I'm trying to ask, who did you speak with?
I spoke with Davis and another officer.
Davis.
Would you like me to get the other officer's name?
Yes, what's the other officer?
I mean, would it make sense to actually look up my name in the system? Would that be beneficial?
No, ma'am. I need the officer's name.
Okay. Okay, one moment.
Here, you say you talked to 2 officers, and they're the ones I would need to contact and ask that they handle what they need to do.
Okay, one moment. Yes, Davis, E. Davis, was with the social worker.
Okay.
It was the patrol is E. Davis with. I don't even think he's with South Central. Is E. Davis with South Central?
E. Davis?
Yes.
Let me look that up.
Yes, please.
He didn't give you his badge.
I don't have his badge number. I think, I have voiced this for years, but I just think this is really, really sick. I think that this is just really disgusting. This child is 12. She witnessed my foster arrest at 8. And I have no clue what the government has been enlisted to do. I don't know why it is sick. You need to know it. For the government to get this criminal and enforce child abuse for profit.
You said what?
Okay, are you looking it up?
Yes.
Stealing food stamps, abating 30 grand in child support, covering for a stalker, working for the stalker. This is the service I get. He hung up. It is sick. I already know the games they played. It's happened year after year after year. Now that typically they won't answer. They would normally start an argument on their own because they create a problem and then refuse to solve them.
Hello, you have reached the City of Dallas messaging system. To check your mailbox, press 1. To dial an extension, press 2. For a directory of...
I'm at the police department. I feel like I'm in the civil rights movement trying to get civil rights. So I have to come in here knowing they're going to the con, deny me services, mistreat me, and violate me, and I have to keep coming in here, hoping for the day that I'll get civil rights. Hello? Do you have a butler here?
I do.
Oh, okay. I don't want to speak to him. You do have a butler? Where is he at?
He's doing his job. What's going on, man?
Oh, he can't be doing his job. I got hung up on. What's your name? You don't have a body cam on?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Oh, well, I need to talk to an officer that has a body cam on.
Oh, really? Okay. But I'm more than welcome.
Oh, no. There's too much criminal activity. I need to speak with an officer that has a body cam on.
The butler doesn't have one either.
Okay, I just like to speak with one that has a body cam. There's a lot of criminal activity going on with police with me.
Okay, all right. Stand by.
Okay. It's basically trying to figure out, I'll talk to someone that has a body cam on, why would multiple officers would risk and commit crimes with denying a welfare check. Why would police officers sabotage a welfare check for a 12-year-old child? How do you get that corrupt? I guess I'm just out of tears. You know, people have different ways of dealing with grief. And most of my life, people did not know when I was dealing with pain. I just had to carry on and persevere. But words cannot describe the disappointment and just going from government building, and witnessing the sickness and the corruption within our government. How you, for a payment, you can, allow a child to get violated and cover for it. For a payment, you can, forget the constitutional right for court. Forget law enforcement for a payment. And if they're covering for this man, and I don't know what he does for a living, what other things are they covering for that are under wraps that we don't know about? I mean, this is a stalker, and stalkers have obsessions, and their thought process is typically not a safe one, is not normal, and the government's behavior is not normal either. That's how they can call me, send me an email out the blue saying they abated all these payments from nowhere. And then I try to report to the police what's going on because Attorney General was playing games on the phone. That's how you can do that. That's how you can threaten the police for someone trying to report something's amiss with child support payments. Because they let someone that's mentally ill control them and then try to gaslight and flip it back on me. He's looking at something up there. That's how they do the corruption. He has to read it. And that's how they enforce the businesses to commit crimes too. That's how the conspiracy goes. That's how they do the cell phone providers. So they enforce the crime going on with my phone. Because baby, best believe if I can get an attorney, these people will get the charges they deserve. Fine. May I have your badge number?
Ma'am, my badge number is 9109. My name is Officer Oliveros. That is my partner, Officer Alvarado. She'll give you her badge number, ma'am.
Okay. First off, I want to, with this report.
Yes, ma'am.
I tried to do a welfare check for my 12-year-old child at 7-something with E. Davis and a social worker.
Okay.
They have not called me back.
Okay.
So they're also covering for child abuse and my sabotage child custody rights.
Okay.
I don't know why police would enforce that, but right now at the time, I would like a welfare check for my 12-year-old child.
Okay, and where is he at now?
It's a she.
It's a she. Where's she at now?
Well, earlier today, her stepmom called me and said that she was missing if I find her. And then I was at work, so I really couldn't talk. And I told her I'd call her right back, but they play games a lot.
Okay.
And the stepmom has been abusive, emotionally abusive, and my child is going through a lot right now because a lot of people are covering up and sabotaging my right as a parent. Okay. You guys refuse to investigate it.
Yeah, so we can see you talk, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so a lot of parties are tampering with evidence to keep me away from my child and covering up for the crime.
Who's that, ma'am?
The police department, the court, and
so there's an ongoing case already, ma'am, is what you're telling me.
Not for today. I'm just giving you an outline. Because if my child is in an environment that's not safe, why would police, why would the court, why would social workers, why would all these people be enlisted to commit a crime? To keep me away from my child and enforce her not being in a safe environment.
To have committed a crime, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yeah, same.
So they're trying to accuse you of committing a crime? Is that what you're telling me, ma'am?
Same pattern. You didn't get it?
No, ma'am, because you're saying a lot, but you're really not giving me what I need. So who's hindering you, ma'am, from, and what detective?
This is criminal. Once again.
Yes, ma'am.
Multiple parties are sabotaging my right as a parent, and you guys are committing crimes and want to investigate it.
We won't investigate it?
No. Are you in the
Dallas Police Department?
Right.
Okay. And who are these people that you have talked to, ma'am?
At the police department?
Yes, ma'am.
I talked to E. Davis. I have talked to Bill. I have talked to Gooding. I have talked to Fox. And Fox has had a copy of the custody.
Who's Fox, ma'am?
Supposed to be Sergeant Fox.
Sergeant Fox, okay.
I've talked to the 255th District Court. I talked to Rashida, CPS worker. I made 30-something reports with CPS.
Okay.
I talked to Deborah Nilsson.
Okay.
I briefly spoke with, I sent letters to Kim Cooks, Judge Kim Cooks.
Okay.
And I reported all this, so it's multiple parties.
Okay, give me 1 second, ma'am. Let me stop you 2 seconds. I'm just gonna have my partner Marcus out here at the station to make sure that we know that you're here and that you're trying to file a complaint, okay? So give me 2 seconds, okay?
They may be mad enough to where they detain me again out of corruption because they have to enforce crimes.
Those were here with the walk-in and we're assisting the station. So, ma'am, what is it that you want tonight? What is that you need from us tonight, ma'am?
What's your name?
Ma'am, it's Oliver Else, ma'am. It's right there.
And are you a sergeant, corporal?
I'm a police officer, ma'am.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Ma'am, you came to the station. We're talking to you, ma'am.
Okay, are you trying to intimidate me and enforce the criminal activity to keep me away from my child?
No, negative, ma'am. We're here. You came to the station, ma'am.
Well, who is she calling?
Who's who calling, ma'am?
The police.
Ma'am, that has nothing to do with you. Focus on me, okay? That has nothing to do with you.
I want them to get those charges. They need to be in prison.
So what is it that you need tonight from the Dallas Police Department, ma'am?
Yes, I had told you about the crimes that were, how police were abusing their power for profit to sabotage my rights as a parent.
Yes, ma'am.
And how you guys need to be in prison.
Okay.
And in addition to that, the welfare check that officers denied.
So you want us to go to prison?
For committing crimes, yes.
The Dallas Police Department?
For the police officers that are committing crimes, definitely.
Okay.
Because do you have a child?
Ma'am, I have 3.
Okay, so if something happened to your child and the police enforced child abuse, how would you feel?
If they enforce child abuse?
And if there's someone...
Ma'am, I would expect police to do their job. And if
right.
Yeah,
they won't do that for me. Yeah. Let's say that you tried to report that your child was missing or you tried to report to your officers and they covered for it.
This, ma'am?
If your officers covered for your daughter's...
I'm asking you, how many times have you reported this, ma'am?
I mean, first off, your behavior is inappropriate for me.
How is that being inappropriate, ma'am? I'm asking you questions, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm trying to help you.
I reported at 7 o'clock. It's like you're being condescending. I reported at 7 o'clock.
I'm not being condescending in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this because obviously this is an ongoing issue. We want to try to stop it here tonight. From you coming down here and you asking all these questions, I'm trying to help you, ma'am. How is that being condescending in any way, shape, or form?
Sure. Okay. Well, anyway, it's abusive.
If anybody's being condescending and rude,
they need to be in prison. I'm tired of this.
Okay, ma'am, what's your name?
It's Kiana Clark.
Do you have your ID on you?
I do.
Please have that, ma'am.
Intimidation tactics, trying to report child
abuse. So this is not a good address for you on your driver's license, ma'am?
No, I just gave you my address.
No,
what happened to the welfare check? You're so busy into committing crimes and enforcing the child abuse and criminal activity.
Man, if you give me a second, I'm going to look up the call. I'm going to see what's going on, okay? So you got to give me a second. I just can't. You can say whatever you want because you have that right. But we also have to give us a second to do our job, and I will find out what's going on with your call, okay? So if you give me 2 minutes, my partner's going to check in the back. Both of my partners are going to go check, and they're going to figure out what's going on with your call, okay? Approximately what time did you make this call, ma'am?
I came in and talked to E. Davis.
E. Davis today.
And a social worker, yes.
And a social worker today?
Yes.
Okay.
And then before, in June of 2020, I reported that some crimes going on with my child and child abuse.
June 2020?
Right.
Okay.
Ms. Clark, did they give you a white piece of paper?
And then when I reported the crimes in June 2020, they set me
My
up.
partner's trying to ask you a question.
Tampering with evidence is a felony. In June 2020, I was set up, and then they detained me to cover for the abuse.
Ma'am, did they give you a service number, ma'am?
I don't have a service number right now with me.
Butler. Oh.
Here, I got you. Go.
I guess is that Butler right there?
No, ma'am. That is a supervisor, ma'am.
Ma'am.
So this is an intimidation tactics, and it's sick. I told you I don't have the number.
So they didn't give you a service number?
I don't have a number.
Because I would love to read the report, ma'am. You came early.
I don't have a number. I keep telling I don't have a number. I'm saying
my partner's going to research what's going on.
Okay.
Just a second. We're going to find out what was happening, okay? So just give us 2
he has
seconds.
3 children, and how would he feel if someone enforced
this?
his child's abuse at 12 years old? It's sick.
But you reported this in 2020. This is 2022, ma'am. That's 2 years that have gone by.
Like they don't understand.
Say again, ma'am?
So June 2020, I reported the crime.
Okay.
And then I told you that I spoke to E. Davis, and every officer that I talked to plays games and pretends like they can't understand me, like they did for hours at the Texas Rangers. And then I got arrested there out of corruption.
You got arrested with the DPS?
No, it was Garland. Multiple different police departments.
DPS, yes,
multiple different police departments commit crimes to violate my rights.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, so just give us a second. My partner's going to go look at what's going on today, and we'll go from there. Okay. And we'll address your whole needs, and if we can go from there.
All this, because I'm reporting wanting a welfare check on my child.
Ma'am, you have the.
They enforce crimes and try to abuse power, intimidation tactics. They enforce that my daughter stays abused. What parent with common sense will let police try to enforce abuse from their child? And who would be intimidated from this? And you trying to protect your child?
Can I ask you a question, ma'am? Do you suffer from any medical issues, ma'am?
Obviously you do.
Ma'am.
Don't be condescending, ma'am.
No, though it's condescending. My mental health is not a question here. What is that question? What is that question is why police officers would prevent me from doing the welfare.
Properly, ma'am.
Well, first off, trying to bully me for trying to report my daughter. It was missing.
We need to know it.
No, I don't have a condition. There's corruption. No.
No medication.
No, I take right now. I'm on vitamins. I take calcium, and I take a daily vitamin.
Okay, and that's all you take now?
Yes, out of corruption. What do you know?
Okay, and you've never been diagnosed with anything?
I want to concentrate on my daughter. I don't want to discuss that with you.
I understand, but this is stuff that's been progressing on and on and on and on.
No, I think right now you're tampering with evidence, committing a crime to enforce my daughter. For that, I don't know what's going on with my daughter. I think that this is sick. I don't need to keep getting bullied trying to report child abuse. You are bullying me. You are bullying me.
We're trying to serve the citizens of Dallas, man. That's all.
No, you're bullying me and using intimidation tactics to try to enforce my daughter's abuse, and that's a crime.
Okay, well, that's
hearing reports of suspected child abuse and trying to enforce it and bully someone to prevent their reports is criminal. This is a crime right here that you're committing.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a police officer. You have a responsibility to do a welfare check and not try to frame me with mental illness. And multiple police have done it. And you guys need to be in prison because that's a crime. If you abuse your power to continually do that, that's a crime.
Okay, ma'am. Give us a second. My partner's going to find out what they did this afternoon, and we'll go from there. Okay?
I want to apologize on behalf of Dallas Police. Okay? If you feel like we're bullying you by giving you 6 feet of space, I'm probably over 10 feet away from you. I apologize to you. Okay? We're only here to help you. Nobody's put hands on you. No one is. This
time I've had assault.
But I can't compare with the last time, man. My partner and I, we're talking to you now. Okay? So we're going to keep this. We're not bullying you. We're trying to catch up to where you've been. Well,
I tried to catch you up, and I mean, it's like I'm getting intimidated for trying to report. I mean, if I want to have a welfare check on my daughter to question my mental health and try to intimidate for me for trying to do a welfare check on a 12-year-old, it has to be criminal.
When we get your ID back, you're free to leave the building.
I think that it's sick and deranged for the government to try to enforce that I let my daughter be in abuse.
Okay.
I need to ask you if you're on medication.
You're free to leave the building,
if the police try to enforce your kid's abuse, could that happen?
Ma'am,
if someone, the police department, tried to use intimidation tactics for your child to stay in abuse, would that work for you?
Ma'am, who has custody of the child, ma'am?
Are you looking to see what happened?
We are looking to see. Ma'am, who has custody of the child?
I'm asking for a welfare check.
Ma'am,
the dad has custody out of criminal activity.
I need you to answer my question. Who has custody of the child?
See? It's intimidation and abuse.
Well, ma'am,
I told you the dad has custody and you're still playing games.
Okay. Do you have his phone number so we can contact him and find out what's going on?
Are you denying a welfare check?
Ma'am, do you have his phone number? So
they've already called. This will be the third time.
Ma'am, do you have his phone number so we can reach out to him? Yes or no, ma'am?
I do have the phone number. This will be the third time. It's sick. So there's no call sheet on that?
Ma'am, can you please
don't tamper with evidence. You just said there's not a call sheet on it.
Ma'am,
is there a call sheet on it?
The phone number, ma'am.
I want to know if the officer prior to meet you was tampering with evidence.
Ma'am,
is there a call sheet? You just said there was not a call sheet on it.
Ma'am, can you?
Did you just say there was no call sheet on it?
The phone number, ma'am.
It's sick. They need to be in prison.
Ma'am. May we please get the phone number to Michael Cage?
Right.
Okay, we're going to call him. My partner's going to call him right now, and we're going to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay, why is it that she don't want me to know what you said about the shit? Are you trying to play games to keep me in emotional distress?
What is your daughter's name, ma'am?
I want to know what happened with the call sheet that you just looked for.
What is your daughter's name?
Ma'am, what is your
It's Michaela.
Michaela what, ma'am?
Why are you playing games? You had me wait on what happened with the call sheet.
Ma'am, what is Michaela's last name? Thank you.
So this is how the government schemes a nervous breakdown. Trapping you on trains, and then when you come in and you're distraught, calling 911 on your phone, and then 911 hangs up, and then Clark did the complaint. We have evidence of that. So then when you come in to the supposedly authorities, then they taunt you and pretend like they don't understand. They have detained me. It's not a game. They just told me that there was no call sheet. Then they won't tell me what happened. A concerned parent, why would they commit crimes and do this? Taunt me and then look for a call sheet and then won't tell me what's in it. She told me that there was no call sheet. Then when I wasn't recording, and then they don't want to talk about it. This is criminal. I'm reporting trying to get a welfare check on a 12-year-old. He's reading this. That's how they know how to commit crimes. The conspiracy to violate criminal civil rights is a crime. Even if the police entices phone providers and all these people to do it, this is criminal. So they are so corrupt, they just have listed, don't take reports from her and commit crimes. Cover for anything she reports. Listed in the police department. And they do it. They do it. Brotherhood. So now, since they have the brotherhood, they can deny a welfare check and bully me like I tried to express to them. How are you going to intimidate someone to accept that the multiple parties commit child abuse? They tried to do it before. Who is sick enough to let someone bully them into letting their child get abused? I don't know a lot of parents like that, thank God. So it's not going to work. They've detained me multiple times, posted a crime up here on the board to have the other police enforce criminal activity. And think somehow they're going to intimidate me and bullying me into not caring for my child. It must be nice, you know. He has 3 kids. He don't have to worry about trying to go report crimes to the police department, and they're trying to enforce his kids' abuse for profit. And asking him if he's on medication to cover for crimes that happened to him.
Hey, ma'am. So we're going to do exactly what you asked us to do. We're going to do a welfare check, okay? My partner's going to get on the radio, contact the channel, because that's channel 3. This is channel 7. The city's divided into 8 channels, precincts, which would say that part of the city pertains to channel 3, which is Southeast Division. So my partner's going to get on the radio right now, and we're going to send officers here to do a welfare check on your daughter, okay?
Will I get a call? Because I already did this.
So that's going to take a minute, okay? So give us a second. We got to get officers out there. She has to contact the officers. We got to get dispatched.
To answer your question, yes, you will get a call.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Okay.
I'm going to get a piece of paper and write your phone number down for me.
Okay.
HAYDEN.
H.A. Officer Hayden will personally call me.
Yes, ma'am.
But as far as the multiple other parties that cover for the child abuse, they just get away with it.
We have nothing to do with that, ma'am. That you're going to have to take up with if you have a complaint against an officer, ma'am, you're going to have to go to internal affairs on that, ma'am. We cannot help you on that point. Okay. We don't deal with that, ma'am. We're just
so if a person is targeted and denied law enforcement, you can't tell me what to do to get my civil rights again.
I just told you, ma'am. If you have a complaint against a police officer, ma'am, you would go to internal affairs.
I'm asking if a person no longer has civil rights.
Okay. Why don't you have civil rights, ma'am?
Because of the corruption, I'm a target and I don't have civil rights.
Well,
so if I don't have civil rights,
ma'am, you don't have civil rights, you're here at a police station giving up.
Well, I've been detained multiple times. They denied me.
Are you detained today?
They didn't allow me to go to court.
Ma'am, are you detained today?
It's like you're tampering with evidence, sir.
Ma'am, are you detained today?
You were questioning the fact.
You're free to go whenever you please, ma'am.
You're free to go.
I'm trying to get information on why multiple parties sabotage my right, violate my civil rights.
Ma'am, I told you exactly what we're going to do tonight, okay?
But the other crimes I just have to keep taking?
No, ma'am, I told you exactly what you do. If you have a complaint against an officer or the way
you didn't let me finish. So if I don't have civil rights, go to report that I don't have civil rights to it.
South of Marsh Street, okay?
For a person that's trying to get a welfare check on a 12-year-old that's targeted, this is pretty rude.
We told you we were about to do a welfare check on your
child. Right, but I have other things going on that you're intervening in me reporting to you, which I thought was criminal.
Ma'am, what are you talking about?
Conspiracy to violate civil rights is a crime.
Okay, ma'am. Have a great and safe night. We're done here for today. We'll give you a call back when we're done, okay?
Okay. You guys better be glad you were breaking into my phone, preventing me from having access to real attorneys.
Ma'am, have a great and safe night.
You best to believe I use my phone
and
get an attorney. You better be glad y'all are highly breaking the law, committing a lot of federal crimes. You better be glad for it, because I get an attorney and best to believe you will not do this to another person.
Ma'am, you are absolutely right.
So you better be happy you've contacted AT&T, interrupted me from getting access to my phone services with AT&T, Metro, and other providers to keep me from getting an attorney. So you better be glad you're abusing your power, because if it ever comes a day when you're not, you best to believe I will use assistance from an attorney. And you will never do this again from another person if I had my way and actually got attorney representation. So they're doing a welfare check, they claim. But as for the other crimes they have to cover for it, this is how it is. They have detained me for trying to report child abuse. I got arrested in Garland at the Texas Rangers. This is what they do. It's no joke, no. And like I said, sometimes I didn't know if they were going to kill me. I was actually relieved because they started fidgeting, and they send groups of them. A lot of them used to love to send 10 or 11 for intimidation tactics. So I thought that the police department was going to murder me for profit. So when they handcuffed me and hauled me off and took me to jail, I was relieved that because they're pretty sick and committing a lot of crimes. So they're doing everything else. How did I know that they weren't going to murder me? I didn't.